we confirmed he is number one. He has sat in that chair in this studio for an IST interview more than anyone else in Prater in the ball game history. That's pretty stinking cool.
Yeah, we love it. And it makes sense. And it's the way it should be. We think this is number 5-ish.
Five-ish,
yeah.
Somewhere around there.
One day you showed up on a day you weren't even scheduled to show up. So we appreciate things like that.
Yeah,
Remember
absolutely.
that,
it's a lot of fun coming in here.
Remember that, man?
Oh, I called in a day early, and JP's like, why don't you just come to the studio tomorrow? I'm like, sure, might as well. I got nothing else to do. I think that was Sweet 16 predictions, and I called San Diego State beating Alabama.
You were our analyst.
Oh, I do remember that.
That was
That's
the Sweet
right.
16 weekend.
Sweet, man. Tyson Degenhart with us and going to have some fun on this. There's so much going on in your life right now, but I guess I'll just start what's in your head right now? I mean, a million things, but how do you coordinate it being what you do and how you do and who you are? How are you managing yourself right now?
Just try to take it one day at a time. There's only so many things you can control at one point. Like everyone talks about senior night. That's on Friday. That's at Friday at 8 p.m. I can't really control what's going to happen in that game or anything like that. And right now I'm just focusing on the present, trying to get as much done before senior night that I can. So I'm not, stressing about other things other than the game.
Now, with that said, it is a little bit different. And are you finding yourself managing the difference and being successful at that? And how is it a little bit different?
It's a little different. It's just, obviously there's a lot of emotion in this game, knowing it's the last time I'll play at the X. And, I just try to treat it like any other game. And for us, it's a really important game because we're playing for the number 2 seed in the conference tournament. And, with the results last night, I mean, we're in a great position to, do what we can.
Do you, number 2, and I'm just going to throw this in your direction too, because it's in my head. And we were talking, football released its roster today, the new 2025 roster. There's no number 2 on the roster. We love that. We think that's by design. We don't want some freshman coming in June asking for number 2. How would Tyson Degenhart feel in the basketball sense if somebody wanted to wear your number 2 next year, or if Leon said, hey, we're not going to issue that for a while until we decide what to do with it? I know you're a huge sports fan. Number 2's big down there. You're a part of it. What are your thoughts?
I can see both sides. I think is there number 11 this year on the roster? Are they still holding that one out?
No, I think that there is, but I think there has been once or twice over the years, but
not since Shane Williams Rhodes.
He was the last one,
as I know, and no, there is no 11 on the roster.
So I remember hearing about the football equipment manager would kind of hold out 11 for Kellen in that sense, but if they held it out, I'd be truly honored. But also, it's one of those things that I want someone else to go and be great wearing the number 2 for Boise State. I don't want to hold, I want someone to pick that and know that I have the full faith in them to go out and be the best version of themselves.
My idea, and no pressure on you because you can handle it, but Ashton Genty did his thing and you're doing your thing. But I've always said that if you can get that scoring record, and I think at this point that's a lock, and we're going to ask you about that real quick, but I know it's not on your mind. And if you could somehow figure out a way to get this basketball team a victory in the NCAA tournament, those are legacy milestones. I would say retire the number 2 in the entire athletic department. I want number 2. Your girlfriend on the softball team, she can't have number 2. The cross country runner cannot have number 2.
Nothing.
It's a legacy number in the athletic department, but you got to complete the deal, dude. Can you make that happen?
Are there even? I don't think there's numbers in cross country. You got bib numbers, but
probably not. Probably not.
Country jersey.
Hey, I ran cross country. My dad was a cross country runner back in the day. They were bib numbers.
Didn't your dad run cross country Nebraska or
Clemson? Yeah, for 2 years. Yeah,
Tyson's the only member of his family that hasn't won a state championship.
That is true.
His little sister, his mom, his dad all won state championships, and Tyson finished second.
Dang, your dad was the state cross country champion in high school, and then went to Clemson.
So in high school when he went was 10, 11, 12. So there's no ninth grade. Ninth grade was part of middle school.
Yeah.
And so it won between cross country and track. Their team won 5 out of the 6 possible. So Meade was a powerhouse in that day and age. And my mom won basketball state her senior year, and my sister won volleyball her freshman year. So I took second my sophomore.
A lot of titles in that.
That's
family.
A lot of titles. I did talk to your mom yesterday. I'm writing a column for Bronco Nation News, and we won't get too much into it here. Your mom told me when you were in the 5th grade one summer, she said it was the worst summer of her entire life because you were playing 5 sports that summer. You played hockey, you played cross country, you played soccer, and you played on 2 basketball teams. Do you remember that summer? And is your mother right?
Not right about the season. It was the fall, but yes, that is 100% true. I was doing cross country. Hockey was on the weekends. I was playing school soccer, which was like 2 days a week, and then basketball, and then whatever, maybe 2 basketball teams. I don't really remember, but it was a very, very hectic fall, that to say the least.
And then at one point, you were even a district javelin champion, if I remember right. Like as a freshman, you won the district or regional javelin championship. You could have gone a million different sports. Why basketball?
I got to try a lot of sports as a kid, and basketball was one that always attracted to me. I remember hearing stories of, we had this like ottoman thing in my living room, and they'd put a little hoop on it, and there's a little hallway, and my grandma would announce me coming out wearing my old Adam Morrison jersey and come out there, and lay it in. And
the Adam Morrison jersey you wore every day for 6 months.
I still have that jersey. Yeah, it's in my room in Spokane, but I think it was just the one that attracted to me the most, and I think it was a great decision on my part.
I think so.
That's hilarious, man. Tyson Degenhart with us. We'll open up the Taco Bell hotline in a second and give you a chance to call in if you want and ask him some questions. Tyson, this group feels like, peaking, playing your best ball at this time. Like, what, in your opinion, this is your 4th run with this thing, what makes this group special for you?
I think just our camaraderie. Just everyone coming in the summer and just blending together super, super well. I think that's been big for us. And then obviously the last month, our backs have been against the wall the whole time. Like, coming off that Colorado State loss, we were 5-4 in conference, and it was kind of make or break time. And so we realized we had to start playing our best basketball. I think it changed our team, and for the better.
Let's talk about that streak. 10 games, 9 wins, 1 little hiccup there, but you guys are just rolling right now and have a chance to finish number 2 in this conference, when a month ago, as you said, we weren't quite sure where this basketball team was going. Specifically, these last 10 days, these last 9 wins, what has this basketball team been doing better on the court?
It all starts with defense. If you looked at the Ken Palm numbers or whatever, we were 100+ in defense, and the past 3 years we've been that top 35-ish, and we've been chipping away at that number. I think we're somewhere in the 50s right now. If we can keep chipping away at that, we're going to put ourselves in a great spot for a March Madness bid.
Okay, now I have an obvious follow-up to that question. Take us into practice over these last couple of weeks then. Mike Burns running the defense, getting after it, feisty, fiery, but he's still a good dude, and he's really a good communicator, I think, in terms of how he's teaching this defense. How intense has defensive practice been under Mike Burns these last couple of weeks as he's trying to get this defense better?
It's been intense. There's some days where he has your number, and it's not very fun.
Does he get in your face and scream and
yell? Oh yeah, his face gets all red. You can kind of see the steam coming out of his ears like this, and
the veins in his neck.
He says some things I can't say on the air, but that's Burns. He does that out of love, and I think that's something that gets, if you were to watch from afar, you see Burnsy yelling, and you're like, why is he yelling? But that's just the way he communicates, and if you do a good job of listening to what he says, like the words and not necessarily the tone of it, he's always saying the right thing. You try to listen to that.
What have you taken as a responsibility to play better defense? You're playing better defense. How?
It's all about effort, really. I think there was a lot of times where we'd have 3 guys playing really hard on defense, and then 1 or 2 others where they weren't pulling their weight, and it ended up costing us a bucket. And so I think we have a more collective effort on defense, and that's led to a lot better play by us.
Andrew Meadow, the last 3-4 games, he feels like he's found his rhythm. He's scoring the numbers I think that Leon wants. He's doing other things as well. I don't want to say what clicked or anything, but Meadow's playing probably his best ball of the year, you would say. And what have you seen with Meadow? You guys need this guy, man.
Absolutely. He's a crucial part of this team, and you just kind of see his consistency on a day-to-day basis. It doesn't matter if he has 2 points or 25, and the work is still the same for him. And it was just a matter of time before things really, really clicked for him, and it's clicking at a perfect time.
How much are you going to miss playing with Mr. Cardenas? Leon Rice, we had a soundbite earlier in today's show, and he's already crying tears, and he's trying to figure out, he's threatening to file lawsuits against the NCAA, do whatever it takes to get Cardenas back. I don't think that's going to happen. He's probably going to end up in Europe doing great things. And man, it sure has been fun to watch him. He was the last basketball player we had in the studio a couple of weeks ago. We asked him who's favorite player to throw to. He said, obviously you. You guys have a beautiful connection on the basketball court. Just talk about that. And if you're the kind of guy that's going to cry over Alvaro Cardenas on senior night more so than you.
Yeah, just the chemistry between us has grown from the time he's gotten here. It was a lot of fun to compete against him and just see how he was as a player, as a competitor on the other side of the floor, and then to have him on our team just makes him so much. It makes it so much better to have him on our side. And obviously, like during the summer, there was some times where you weren't really expecting the ball, and the ball would be thrown from the wing, and you're like in the corner, like, oh, I'm not getting this ball, and it whips it over like that, and it's there, and you have to kind of get used to that. And he just sees the court so well, makes all the right plays, and makes my life a lot easier.
There was a couple of those plays last night. I mean, he had a couple passes last night that I literally had to rewind the TV and watch it 3 times. Like, holy crap.
And he had some of those in practice where he makes a pass, and you're kind of sitting there, if you're on the sidelines, like, how did he make that pass? How did you see it?
You guys, I mean, it's like, and I know you're a historian of basketball, and you know one of these guys, but you guys do some Stockton and Malone pick and roll stuff. Pick and roll, pick and pop, pick and fade. You just take what the defense gives you on that. And it's like, at the point now, it's like teams don't want Tyson and Alvaro setting up a pick and roll situation. But, man, you guys have just been on the money. Have you ever connected with a player this quickly in your career? If so, I mean, I wonder if it was a point guard too, because it seems like you guys click pretty quick.
The only one that kind of comes to mind is my high school point guard, JoJo Anderson. He plays for your Idaho Vandals right now.
Yep.
But his relationship with
you play. I didn't know you played high school ball with him. I'm sorry.
I grew up with him. He we went to the same elementary school starting in like first grade. We were on the same team, and ours obviously grew over time after playing each other with the school on our school teams. But how quickly Al and I got our chemistry, I don't think it's been anyone else that quickly.
Yeah.
I need to interrupt this interview just for a second. We in our business, we criticize and we observe and we're negative and we're positive, and we watch you play basketball for 2 hours while we're eating a hot dog in the stands, and you're fat and all this kind of stuff that we've talked about over the last few years. It's time to turn the table. Johnny Ballgame is wearing a fanny pack.
I was going to ask about that today. I noticed the fanny pack and I didn't really know what to say.
I'm going to give you the floor for like 30 to 45 seconds, 10 minutes if you want it. Johnny Ballgame, I don't care if it's got the KTIK logo on it. He's wearing a fanny pack. That's completely not. That's bad, right? That's bad fashion.
People can see it on our channel.
You got to show it on the screen.
I've never done the fanny pack thing before, Tyson. And honestly, this is kind of weird, but I feel kind of like Han Solo. It feels almost like it's a holster, and I got like a blaster coming off my leg.
No.
I haven't decided if I have the guts to wear it on Friday night to your big night, though.
I think it'd be good if you wore if it was the summertime and you had shorts that don't have pockets.
So you wear the fanny pack?
Yeah,
instead.
You bring that, and it's
if it was at the beach,
you can throw your phone in there.
Yeah,
you can throw your wallet in there.
It says 95.3, and we're gonna get ones that say Prater in the ball game. We'll hook you up with one.
It's good advertising.
Have you ever done the fanny pack?
I have one in my bag. I just I throw it in the bag, and I keep all my essentials in there that I know exactly where they're going to be at.
Prater, I'm being serious, and people can see the video. This is not the worst idea of my life, having a fanny pack. It's just kind of like having an extra wallet. And thanks for calling me out on that. You're getting a Funko Pop, though, if we're laughing at each other here. I mean, what went through your head when they said, hey, Tyson, we got this idea for you?
Yeah, I collect Funko Pops, so it's really cool.
Okay, well, then tell me what the hell it is.
It's just this vinyl figurine. It's about, I don't know, yay big.
And it's a thing.
Yeah.
It's a collectible hot thing.
Yeah,
it's trendy and cool.
It's funny. You have to ask Coach Rice about this. His childhood best friend was the CEO of the company.
No, Leon knows everybody.
He does.
His name's Mike Becker. You can look him up. Yeah.
Unbelievable. So no Tyson Degenhart bobblehead. We get the Fungo. What is it? Fungo?
Funko. Funko.
Funko Pop. I know he just he's not getting it. But
I'm not getting it. I'm just old and it's not clicking for me.
It's kind of the new wave of bobblehead, and you collect them though.
Yeah,
what's the best one you have?
I got this cool one in the Legion of Boom. So it's Cam Chancellor, Richard Sherman, Earl Thomas.
Are you worried about the Hawks? You heard the deacon.
And Tyler Lockett obviously got released today.
What are we doing, man?
I don't know. Honestly.
I'm a little worried, huh?
I'm a little worried, but
yeah, I think we're going for Mediocreville. I'm a little worried.
Hey, we might finish 10-7 or 9-8 every year.
All right.
No Mediocreville Friday night. Let's we got to get you out of here in about 5 minutes, and we got to dive into Friday night. So you kind of already talked about how you're handling the motions, and I wouldn't expect anything better from you. I've never met a better athlete. You might be tied with some people, but I've never met a better athlete who can compartmentalize the game, the day by day, the hour by hour, and just taking care of business. You could have got caught up into so many crazy emotions and thoughts and theories going into this basketball season, and you haven't cracked once. This record is now within scoring. I think it's 47. You have to average 16 points a game or whatever it is. You're going to get this record. So there's no stress for me or for the fans. I know you don't really follow it that close in terms of the stress, but what's Friday night going to mean for you? Not only for senior night, but eventually going into the scoring record. And you just got so much stuff over these next couple of days.
For me, it's all about just getting a win. Obviously, it's huge for the standings and the conference ranking for the conference tournament, but I remember last year, walking off the court after the Nevada loss on senior night, and I just felt like this eerie feeling of it was just weird to send the seniors off with a loss.
Yeah.
It was just not a good feeling, especially Max.
Yeah.
Obviously, he had the first one with San Diego State, which was incredible. That's the dream senior night if you could have one. Just have this eruption and kind of out of body experience where you're just unconscious, and then you have the next year where it's just Nevada came in and just punked us, and obviously it doesn't really matter about the scoring record. I'm going to do what I need to do for the team to win. And for me, the longer we play, the better chance I have to break it. So if we can get a win tomorrow, that'd be huge for us.
40, maybe 50 family and friends. I know at least 20 direct family members, every in-law, every cousin, every mom and dad and grandpa and grandma and aunt and uncle. They're all coming. You got a bunch of buddies coming, basketball buddies, Eastern Washington teammates, your roommates, your high school teammates.
Dude.
I mean, 40 to 50 players. How do you juggle that nonsense? You were supposed to come in tomorrow and do our show at 5:00 tomorrow. You and Jordan called the media guy and said, hey, Tyson's going to be busy tomorrow. How are you? Because you're collecting these people at the airport, at dinners. You're juggling a lot starting tomorrow night.
Yeah, I'm thankful to have my sister here. She can kind of take care of the bulk of it.
You putting her in charge?
She's picking up the parents from the airport.
The state champion sister?
The state champion sister, yes. She's picking them up. I mean, we got Brooks' game tomorrow, so they got their home opener tomorrow at 5.
Oh, the home opener's tomorrow.
Home opener's tomorrow, yeah.
So that's why you couldn't show up at 5.
Absolutely, yeah.
Is she in the circle tomorrow?
I haven't found out yet.
But the girlfriend's on one of the ace pitchers on the softball team, which is having a spectacular year.
Spectacular start.
Home opener tomorrow.
5 p.m. Donna Larson Park against Idaho State, who just beat Texas Tech, who was in the ranked 13th.
I did see that actually. Yeah,
he knows. Tyson knows his softball here. If you guys want to call in 208-424-9300 and ask Tyson one quick question, maybe we'll have room for one or two. What is senior night? Who's coming on the floor? Is it mom, dad, sister, girlfriend? Do you get a number there? Are we going to see, like Prater saying, there are going to be 32 people waiting for you to come out of the tunnel?
42
on the court? Are they just going to let them all on? I mean, what's the plan?
So in high school, it was during COVID, so obviously things were different, but I did my mom, my dad, and my sister. It was just that. It was simple. You had to limit how many people were coming into the gym. But now I was kind of thinking the same thing. Okay, let's go mom, dad, sister, girlfriend, and just keep it at that. But at the same time, it's these people are coming down to my family's coming down to see me on my senior night. Why not have everyone come down? So I think I counted somewhere around 20 immediate family members that are going to come down on the court. And Brooks' parents are going to come down with me as well.
That's going to be so cool. I mean, I know that it's too bad they have to win a game too, because they have to win a game.
Yeah.
But I mean, the party's going to be sensational too. But hopefully, they got to get the win as well on that, Tyson. Let's take a couple of these calls and we'll get you out of here. First up is Jeff, and he wants to share his favorite Tyson Degenhart memory. Jeff, welcome to Idaho Sports Talk. You're on the Taco Bell hotline. You got Tyson. What's your question?
Well, firstly, just really quick, Prater, I turned you into a Funko. It's on Twitter, so you can see exactly what you look like as a Funko, my friend.
I'm not looking at Twitter for 5 straight days.
Tyson, first of all, man, I just want to say, on behalf of a 35-year season ticket holder, thank you so much for everything you've given to this community and the program. My favorite memory of you is just as a freshman, it had to be a single season record for charges taken. And it seems like you would do whatever you had to do, whatever the play was necessary on that team. And that's been the thing I'll remember most about you is starting as a freshman, you needed to take charges and rebound and defend, and then moved into more of a scoring role, and you needed to play center, and then you needed to play the 4, and then you needed to play 3. And this year you're taking the ball up the court. It just seems like whatever the coaches needed from you, you've given to the team. And I can't tell you what that means to those of us who care a lot about this program. So thanks, man. And hopefully we go out on a winning note Friday night and create like one last amazing memory.
That's awesome. Hey, I appreciate that. That means a lot. And let's go get a win on Friday.
All right, let's get to Isaiah. He's on the Taco Bell hotline as well. Welcome. And you got Tyson Degenhart. Isaiah, roll with your question. What you got?
Yeah, my question, Tyson, is one, thank you very much for everything you've contributed to men's basketball here in Boise. What do you hope for the future of men's basketball here at Boise State?
Well, first off, thank you. I really appreciate it. And for me, I just want to see this program to continue to ascend. I don't want it to be a drop off after I leave. I want it to keep going and continue to be a NCAA tournament team every year and continue to ease further into the tournament and then hopefully eventually end up being a national champion at some point. So that's that.
Who leads this team in scoring next year?
Awesome.
I don't know. It could be. I mean, obviously, like Andrew could do it.
Peanut,
Javen can do it. I mean,
yep.
And who knows, like, who comes in next year that could make an immediate impact. You just never know. But those are three guys that are on the team that could really make a splash next year.
And I hate to ask this, but just in terms of, moving forward, you've obviously got a very important game, a very important tournament, a second very important tournament coming up. But eventually this summer, do you find yourself, as you make the transition into pro ball, NBA summer leagues, and I don't know if you're not thinking about the draft right now, but your, possibility, who knows how that's going to shake out. But what would be your immediate basketball plans? You don't know them, but how do you visualize that?
It's something I haven't really thought too much about.
You see yourself in an NBA summer league?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. We'll start there then.
Okay. Yeah.
Like there's some things like the Portsmouth Invitationals in like April, so that, and then work out for teams between that time and the draft, and then whatever happens, the draft happens, then summer league, and then you just try to find with the help of an agent, try to find the best spot for me to succeed and continue to ascend my basketball game. And that's about it.
What's it going to take to beat Colorado State on Friday? Nate Clifford might be the best player in the league this year. He's coming. They want to finish second. You guys have went toe to toe for the last few years. You and Colorado State, these are always big games Friday night, man.
It's going to take a whole team effort. They're obviously playing really well as of late. You obviously watched the Utah State game last Saturday. They looked really good. They can shoot it well from three. So for us, it's all about making their lives as hard as possible, making all their shots tough, and then controlling the rebounding. Don't let them get any second chance points, and do what we do.
One more time, we need to get you back in the studio, and I can visualize maybe a Monday or Tuesday before the NCAA tournament when you're going to go off and win the first NCAA tournament game in Boise State history. You've got the scoring record going to the NCAA tournament. Can we get you back one more time?
Talk to that man up over there.
He's pointing to Jordan Beasley, the sports information director, and the guy who gets everything done.
Yeah, and apparently now we have to double check with the women's softball schedule as well. So
that's why he got out of the interview tomorrow.
He's brilliant. He's so much better than us.
It totally makes
you
sense.
And I would have screwed that up all game.
Brooke's having her best year, and it's not even close. She's killing it this year, and they're excited over there. Softball. Me and Prater do our annual softball show. I think it's already set up.
Yeah, we're going to be out there the Friday night before. I believe it's the 18th, whatever that Friday night is.
Yeah, we already set
the
that
spring
up.
Game.
Tyson, nobody. Nobody covers this softball program like Prater and I.
You still wander in the outfield? Is that kind of what your deal is?
That's my spot.
Yep.
Out in the outfield.
Every single time.
Bring a lawn chair. I'm ready to go.
Tyson, let's we'll see you next time, man.
Thank you for having me on. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it, bud.
That's why you listen to Idaho Sports Talk. He's Tyson Degenhart. We're Prater on the ball.